slowly, driver. No one is here.
Pentru că morții umblă repede.
I think it's the #1 tourist destination.
Hey, so I am at one of the #1 tourist destinations in Romania, Bram's Castle, as in Bram's, you know, Vlad the Impaler, Bram Stoker, Dracula. It's supposed to be Dracula's castle, but as we know, not really a character. However, as you'd expect, it's a tourist trap. I haven't gone up yet, but there's tourist tat everywhere. Let's go and see what the authentic castle looks like. But at the moment, a little bit off-put by the number of tourists.
Welcome to my home. It is really of your own will and leave some of the happiness you bring.
Count Dracula?
I am Dracula. And I bid you welcome, Mr. Harker, to my house.
As you can see, it's a huge tourist attraction. So you're basically in a castle and surrounded by lots and lots of tourists. So you can focus outside, but it's just tourists everywhere. Queen Mary of Romania is like a very small bed. Okay, so we're not competing for spots in the castle with all the tourists. It's actually quite a magnificent house/castle when you're not getting moved out of the way by selfie sticks, etc. Built in the 14th century. The last real resident here was Queen Mary, and she was actually from the United Kingdom. But oh yeah, just out of interest, the English army took up residence here in the 16th century, which is slightly impressive. But it's certainly changed hands a few times. But no sign of Dracula, none at all. Is he behind this corner? No, he's not.
Castle Dracula, home for many centuries to a dreadful dynasty of vicious vampire ducks, the Counts of Dracula. Legend has it that these foul beings can be destroyed by a stake through the heart or exposure to sunlight. This does not suffice, however, for they may be brought back to life by means of a secret rite that can be performed once a century when the moon is in the 8th house of Aquarius.
Blood.
Are you getting? The latest reincarnation did not run according to plan.
In the heart of Transylvania, in the vampire hall of fame, yeah, there's not a vampire than the other. He won't bite, beast the man, cause he's a vegetarian, and things never run blindfold. If you're looking for some fun, you can always count upon the one they call
Count Dracula.
You could imagine stories about Dracula being written here. Amazing view. You can focus on that view. See, look at that. But no. Oh. What's in here? Very, very impressive upstairs. Liking the woodwork. This is the game room. This is where maybe they would have probably played bridge, not poker. Four chairs basically means bridge. The aristocrats are always keen bridge players.
Infatti il castello sì.
So finally out of the tourist trap that is Bram's Castle, basically you pay a ticket to go into the torture chamber, but the thing is nobody knows about this until you guys get to hear about it. I basically read a review on TripAdvisor saying pay for the torture what's it called? Torture room. Torture room. And we, out of 100 plus tourists in the last few minutes, are the only people that are in this room because nobody's paid for it. But it's a bit of peace and quiet, apart from me talking.
But we need some volunteers, Alex.
And look at this. They would put some on the rack, put them in here. Every torture device you can possibly think of. The ones that you see in the Clink in London, pretty similar. It's a pretty similar experience. Trying to find something that's new, but this one's an old favourite. The handsaw. Look at this. I'm sure you'll see this on the ISIS newsletter at some stage.
Das ist in der Empore.
So that was Bram's Castle, obviously made famous from Bram Stoker's Dracula, basically implying that Vlad the Impaler turned into Dracula or something along those lines. Read Dracula, it's an amazing novel written in, I think, 1897. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that was the year it was written. See the castle behind me? Well, big house, mansion, chateau. Bram Stoker basically used this as his inspiration, despite the fact that he never had taken a tour to Eastern Europe. He was originally from Northern Ireland, and he then started his trade having graduated from university. He wrote theatre reviews, similar to myself actually, who also wrote theatre reviews. Then he moved to London, where he basically realised that he had more sort of freedom to basically express himself, and he started writing supernatural tales. And then I think one of his novels he wrote in the middle of his writing career was Dracula, and hence, because of the legacy that vampires have left on the human psyche, you have now all of these tourists. See all the tourists behind me, and all of this tourist tat, and a massive massive economy for Romania. Would I recommend it? Yeah, I mean, it's worth seeing. Is it any more phenomenal than any of the other castles or houses in Romania? It's probably less impressive. It's a nice place. I would certainly recommend the torture room. It's an extra 10 lei. Nobody seems to know about it. We were the only people in the torture room compared to the hundreds in the chateau / castle itself. Certainly, if you're going to go up there, go in the torture room. You'll spend basically 45 lei, so it's about £9 all in all total visit.